There's a ton of LEGO investing content on YouTube and other sites that hype up certain sets as being the best investments for that year. I also make videos like this once a quarter. I talk about the sets that I'm highest on for investing. Many investors have different metrics and factors that they consider when trying to decide if a LEGO set will be a good investment once it retires. This leads to a lot of differing opinions in the LEGO investing community as to whether a certain LEGO set will actually perform well once it retires. I took some time recently to sit down and watch quite a few of the top sets for investing in 2024 videos, and I jotted down 7 sets that I'm not fully on board with being the best sets for investing this year. I understand many people may disagree with some of the takes I have in this video, and that is okay. I just want to add in some extra points that may not have been considered when talking about these sets for investing. No one knows for sure how LEGO sets will perform once they're retired. These are just my opinions. One last thing before we get started is that it all comes down to buy price for me. There's always a price at which I would buy any of these sets for investing, and I'll be sharing that along with my other takes in this video. We'll start off with set number 76917, Too Fast, Too Furious Nissan Skyline GTR. Has an MSRP of $24.99. It was released in January of 2023, making it have a 2-year shelf life once it retires at the end of this year. This set's been extremely hyped in the LEGO investing community since the day it came out. It had supply issues initially when it was first released, and many investors were buying up any that they saw at full price, hoping to sell them for a quick profit. I definitely do not recommend this strategy. You can really get burned easily by doing this. There will inevitably be a large restock by LEGO, and no longer will there be a lack in supply. Anyone who wasn't able to sell these sets once they were restocked is either going to have to sell them at a loss or wait 2+ years for them to retire and hopefully appreciate enough in value for you to break even since you bought at full price. There are also some ethical questions that this raises, as well as it being considered scalping and taking sets away from fans who want to build it, but I'm not going to be going into that in this video. With that out of the way, let's get into some pros. First off, it's incredibly popular, and so with that, there's insane demand. On Amazon, there have been 6,000 sold in the past month, outselling any other Speed Champion set currently available by a large margin. It's part of a very successful movie franchise that will continue to rip out as many movies as possible until people stop watching, so there's great continued collectability there. What really gets me about this set is that there is an insane number of sellers out there. On eBay, there are 633 listings. That is ridiculously high. Many sets hover around 150 to 300 if it's really popular. Now, don't get me wrong, a set can do great for investing while having a ton of supply. Just look at 75280, the 501st Battle Pack from 2022. That was probably the most bought up set that I've ever seen. It was consistently available for $23.99, down from its MSRP of $29.99, and it's already selling for $45 to $60 on eBay, and the buy box on Amazon is currently $65. While both sets have incredibly high supply and demand, the large difference between these two sets is collectors will not be buying multiple of the Nissan Skyline, but they are buying 2, 5, or 10 of the Battle Pack. Once someone has one Skyline, they're good. They won't buy another one, but the Battle Pack is a huge army builder, and that demand has carried it to great numbers soon after retirement, considering that incredible amount of supply. Additionally, this is one of the first higher priced $24.99 Speed Champions set to retire instead of the old $19.99 MSRP. That limits the price appreciation above MSRP in retirement, and you'll have to sell it for much higher than past Speed Champion sets to get the same amount of percentage profit. I will say as a side note that I have a theory that the other $24.99 Speed Champions retiring this year may be a little undersupplied, because I think many investors will be focusing on the final $19.99 MSRP sets and try to get them cheaper. This is just a hunch, but I'll be monitoring the supply of these sets later in the year to see if that ends up being true. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, buy price is the largest deciding factor for me if I'll be investing in a set. And anyone recommending to pick up this set for just 20% off, I really can't get on board with for my investing strategy of buying sets at a low enough price to be able to sell them a year to a year and a half after retirement for double my money after shipping and fees. Let's calculate how high the price of the set would have to go for you to double your money. If you were to buy this set for 20% off at $19.99, and let's say you have a reseller certificate so you don't have to pay sales tax on it. For Amazon, you can use their revenue calculator to see that if you're selling FBA, you need to sell it for $54.75 to come away with 2x after your fees. For eBay, you'd have to sell it for around $55 as well once you account for your shipping and fees. Also, don't forget that these were pre-sales tax numbers, so you need to sell them for even more if you're paying that tax. I just don't see this set hitting that high of a price very quickly at all after retirement with all that supply out there. But I will say that if I see the set at 50% off or can stack up discounts to get there, that's a completely different story. I'd be very comfortable buying the set at that price and extremely excited at my profit potential just 1 year after retirement. If you're enjoying this video, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more weekly LEGO investing content. The next setup is Ghost and Phantom 2, set number 75357. It has an MSRP of $159.99. It was released in September of 2023, making it have a 1 year and 4 month shelf life at the end of this year. I've seen a ton of people talking about this set for investing, and there are a lot of great things about it. First off, it has a very short shelf life, under a year and a half. It's an Amazon exclusive, meaning there are less of this set produced than other sets that are available at every major retailer. It has 5 minifigures, all of which are currently exclusive to the set, and combined, the value on Bricklink is $118 right now. That's an incredibly good sign for a LEGO set when the figures make up that much of the value of the entire set. Plus, another thing you'll hear people talking about a lot is that the last Ghost LEGO made that retired in 2015 had an MSRP of $89.99 and is now selling for $600 on eBay, and the buy box on Amazon is currently $785. With the pros out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the cons. One of the pros is honestly a con for me, is that it's an Amazon exclusive. We've been seeing more and more sets stay in stock from Amazon months or even a year past their retirement. This is also true for Amazon exclusives. Each of the 3 Amazon exclusive sets that retired in 2023 are thankfully out of stock at the moment, but they were in stock up until just a few weeks ago: the pickup truck, horse show trailer, and the Razor Crest. I think that's one factor why over the past several years, Amazon exclusive sets generally haven't appreciated to really high prices. I think of the Amazon exclusive Darth Vader's castle. It stayed in stock months after retirement. Retired in 2021, it had an MSRP of $119.99, and the buy box on Amazon is only $199.99. On eBay, it's selling for around $180. This set was never discounted, so it's not like a large sale held this set back in value. There was even hype around it being featured in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that debuted May of 2022, but it never recovered from the extended time period of lingering in stock. I'll admit, it's probably not the best comparison, but it still does give me caution. I'm doubtful that we'll see too many discounts on this set directly from Amazon, and that will cause many investors to pick this set up at full price because they really want to invest in the set. But they're not considering at what price they would have to sell it to make a decent return. If you're buying it for full price and not paying sales tax, you'll have to sell it for nearly $400 to double your money after shipping and fees. I just don't see that high of growth happening for this set in the first few years after retirement like some people are expecting. If it was priced at $90 like the past Ghost in 2015, the pathway to double your money would be much more doable. The $160 price point of this current one really hurts it for investing in my opinion. Honestly though, all in all, after doing all this in-depth research for the set, I'm not as down on it as I once was. There really are so many good things going for this set. I'm just scared of Amazon keeping the set in stock for 6 months or more after retirement. That just throws off my personal investing strategy a lot if that happens. The current rumor is that the May the 4th gift with purchase threshold for Lego.com will be $160. So if that remains true, this set would be a perfect one to pick up. Last year's GWPs stacked with double insiders points and cash back brought in over a 50% off discount on your orders. So for me, getting it at that price is something I don't think I would be able to pass up on. I'd even consider buying it if we saw it maybe on a 35% discount from Amazon during a lightning deal or something like that. Next up is set number 10303, Loop Coaster. Has an MSRP of $399.99. It was released in July of 2022, making it have a 2 year and 6 month shelf life if it retires at the end of this year. This is another addition to the Icons Fairground collection. The only other roller coaster that we've had is set number 10261. That retired in 2021 and had an MSRP of $379.99, but it's only going on eBay for around $500. I think it's a very cool set, but I'm not sure it has a very high ceiling the first 2 years or so after retirement. The demand for it is also pretty low, only 50 sold in the past month on Amazon, but on eBay, there aren't any listings under MSRP. For these very large sets, there is much less competition with investors picking them up, but there are also less buyers. If I were wanting to go in on a $400 set that's retiring this year, the Mos Eisley Cantina would be much more interesting for me. But if we're talking about at what price I would buy this set for investing, I would need a large discount. We've seen it discounted to $80 off from LEGO in November of 2022, shortly after it released, and then $100 off just a few months ago. If you're able to stack up high percentage cash back and a couple good GWPs and get the final price down to at least 40% off, I think that could be worth buying for investing. You just need to keep in mind that shipping and fees for the set will be very expensive. It's probably best for investors who sell on Facebook Marketplace and don't have to worry about that eating into their profit. Yavin 4 Rebel Base, set number 75365, has an MSRP of $169.99. It was released in August of 2023, making it have a 1 year and 5 month shelf life. This set has not been the most popular with LEGO Star Wars fans. There have been a lot of complaints about the design, and the interior left a lot to be desired. It's currently rated a 3.8 on Brickset. There are a lot of minifigures, 12 in total, and 8 of them are unique. They all carry a fair amount of value, but none of them are over $13. I don't think any of them will be incredibly sought after in retirement, which is normally a big factor why LEGO Star Wars sets become such great investments. It's also been recently discounted a lot during Walmart in-store clearances, mostly 30 to 40% off. It reminds me of the Obi-Wan vs. Darth Vader set that retired last year. By around summer of 2023, it hadn't been discounted more than 20% off, so when I saw Walmart had them during in-store clearances for 50% off, I picked them up thinking I was getting a good deal, which it was at that time. But that was just the beginning of sales for that set. Later in the year, it was available for 40% off from many retailers for weeks and weeks. I think we may see a similar trajectory for this set. This may be just the beginning of sales because it's definitely not selling very well for LEGO right now. I would be very cautious investing in this set unless maybe it gets down to 60% off. At that point, I don't think there's much risk left. Miles Morales vs. Morbius, set number 76244, MSRP of $24.99. It was released in January of 2023, making it have a 2-year shelf life by the end of this year. I really don't like the set for investing at all. The one plus for the set is the exclusive Morbius minifigure, currently valued at around $7 on Bricklink, but that really doesn't do much for me. Morbius may have a smaller cult following, but I don't think that will have a long-term impact on the set's value in the future. It does have over 2,000 sets sold on Amazon over the past month, which is honestly pretty surprising. But that alone is not enough to convince me to invest in this set when there are so many other sets retiring that I think will perform better. Many collectors are burnt out on the Marvel theme, and most sets from that line I'm not considering for investing unless they're discounted over 60% off. Destiny's Bounty, set number 71797, MSRP of $159.99. It was released in June of 2023, making it have a 1 year and 7 month shelf life. LEGO's made several Destiny's Bounties, and almost all of them have been really great investments over time. The thought is by investors is that this trend will continue on with this set. On the surface, I wouldn't say that that's a bad bet, but this set is a lot more expensive than past sets. The other set that was the same price that retired in 2019 was a stunning set and much bigger. It appealed to more collectors than just Ninjago fans since it looked a lot like a pirate ship. The most recent large Destiny's Bounty is 71705 that retired in 2021. It had an MSRP of $129.99 and it's going for about $260 on eBay, and the buy box on Amazon is $272. So this is some pretty great appreciation, but after fees and shipping, if you bought at MSRP and sold on Amazon for $272, you're only coming away with a 64% profit. The big key here is just to get it on a big discount if you're wanting to invest in it. I say that with pretty much every set that I talk about, but it really is true. Your buy price for LEGO sets will determine if it ends up being a good investment for you. Do I think the set will appreciate above MSRP once it's retired? Yes, I do. But do I think it's going to hit $350 anytime in the next 5 years? Not at all. This set's limited by there being other versions of Destiny's Bounties that are selling for less, like the most recent one for only $260 on eBay. With this set having a higher MSRP than previous ones at $160, if this set rose to $260, you'd only be making a 30% profit after shipping and fees. Just always keep in mind what the potential ceiling is for the sets you're investing in before you buy and if that fits your goals for LEGO investing. For this set to fit my investing strategy, I'd need to target a discount closer to 60% off. The last set we have is Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder, set number 75341, MSRP of $239.99. It was released in May of 2022, making it have a 2-year and 8 month shelf life when it retires. This is one of the least popular UCS sets in a while. Strong evidence of that is the amount of sales we've seen on it throughout its life. Last year, the deepest sales we saw were 150 from Walmart, 168 from Amazon, and it was clearanced out in-store during Walmart's in-store clearance for $120. It also had an unfortunate price hike from $200 about a year and a half ago now, so it's definitely overpriced, and there aren't even any desirable exclusive figures included. C-3PO is exclusive, but only his legs are exclusive to this set. There are a ton of listings on eBay under MSRP, likely from people who bought them on sale, hoping for a quick flip, but the demand for the set is slow. It is, of course, in the UCS line, so anyone wanting to collect every one ever made will need to buy the set. Long term, maybe 5+ years after retirement, we could see this set hitting $500, but if you bought at MSRP, you still wouldn't even be able to double your money after shipping and fees. I just don't see anyone getting a great return on investment if you're buying anywhere near MSRP. For me to consider for investing, I'd need to get it for about 50% off. As an honorable mention here at the end, I'll throw in any LEGO set that's not projected to retire this year. I would be avoiding those sets for investing. You want to reduce your hold time as much as possible so that your money is always working for you, appreciating in value, instead of sitting in a set for an extra year and not gaining value. Many times, a good deal on a LEGO set early in its life ends up not being great once it actually gets close to retirement anyways. Alrighty, those are the 7 sets that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you found the points I discussed in this video interesting, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more LEGO investing content. And finally, if you're interested in joining a LEGO investing community, you should check out my Patreon that's linked in the description below. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, my videos are not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only sharing my journey as a LEGO investor, and I encourage you to do your own research before buying any LEGO sets.